Hey everybody, it's Seth Paul, and Trader Mo is in the house today for Everything Money. We are talking about Geo Group. Now, Paul, they say very nicely that they're a real estate investment trust company, but in reality, they really focus on these private prisons, mental health facilities. They say they're in North America, Australia, South Africa, United Kingdom.
Australia!
They're headquartered in Boca Raton, Florida. Boca Raton's a funny name. Don't they talk about that in Seinfeld a lot? Didn't Seinfeld's folks go to
Boca Vista. Del Boca Vista.
Yeah, so they're in Florida, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to use our 8-pillar analysis to look at the health of this company. That it's getting rocked in terms of pricing, and so it's been a high topic of conversation in most trading platform. And so in general, I welcome in the man, the myth, the seer of seers, a prognosticator.
Of prognosticators.
Paul Gabriel. It's Gabriel, right?
It is.
And Trader Mo.
Actually, I'm thinking about changing my last name to Kirchanen.
Well, there wouldn't be any confusion at all. I mean, I can hardly pronounce it myself. Trader Mo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Say that one more time, I'm sorry.
I'm doing great, thank you.
Now, Trader Mo, why are people so interested in Geo Group from a trading aspect?
I think it's because it's been so beaten down, and we'll take a deeper look later, but this thing, I mean, if you look back in May of last year, we were at $25 a share. Right now, it's at $8. So I think it's just the price drop that's really attracting traders to it. So, wow.
Was that a real sneeze? That was funny.
Yeah, that was 100%.
Yeah, we're gonna get after it right now. By the end of this video, we hope you know more about Geo Group, their financials, and where they're heading. And so we'll look at the financial health of this company, and we'll do it right now using our 8 pillars. Paul, what are your thoughts in general about private prisons? I know you've gone to prison, or you're
Imagine me in prison,
or you're headed there soon.
You know, I was watching Billions last night, and they had the guy, the former district attorney general, district or whatever it was, in prison. I'm just like, man, I would just get manhandled in prison.
No pun intended. I mean, you curl up like a little ball.
It'd be awful. I'd be telling my family members to pay off people's families outside of the prison gates.
Just to
like,
protect
get
you.
them cigarettes. Just get them whatever they want. Like, I'm too sensitive.
Do you think I would smuggle? I'd meet you and try and smuggle in stuff. I mean, if I could smuggle in stuff to you, what would I bring?
Would
to
you visit me in prison?
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I haven't. If
Coke Zero.
You're bringing Coke Zero.
I'd have to smuggle in.
Snuggle in?
I'll snuggle and smuggle Coke Zero.
Coke Zero and Oreos.
Geo would bring his. Speaking of which, Geo would bring his 8-pillar analysis. Like,
yes.
Uncle Paul, can we do this? I'm in prison, Geo.
All right. Listen, this is not why the viewers came, Paul. They came to analyze Geo Group. Tell me about this group, and then what is their market cap for this beautiful company?
So almost $1 billion company, $900 million. PE is very low, 6.5. So this might be why it's getting a lot of attention now. Profit margin, so that's a check there. Profit margin is 5.8%. That's an X.
A little
low, but we might be changing that soon. So here's what's also attractive to them. Their dividend yield last year was 25%. I think this has already been cut in half. And you'll look here, guys. Remember, you might have seen that right now and just go, oh my God. You got to remember that sometimes, first off, they're a REIT. If they're a REIT, they got to pay out 90% of their taxable income to investors as a dividend.
Is that what that means?
Yeah, that's how you classify as a REIT.
Okay.
$230 million in dividends paid last year, and their free cash flow was only $263. So they paid out a big chunk, which is fine because it looks like, I don't know if this is right or not, but their gross margin is so high and they're just a REIT, like this is fine. So either way, it's just keep that in mind. I don't know how their operations are. I haven't done any research on the company. My goal is to always do a 500-foot view and see what the company looks like from this high standpoint. The 8 pillars are what I use. It tells me what questions to ask next. For those of you who say, you didn't even do your research, you're right. I did not do my research. That's not necessary. I'm here to be efficient, not to go understand every company in depth and then decide. I start at a high level, and it's just like a first date. If you go on a first date and you hate the person, why go on 20 more dates? Just stop immediately and say, move on. So anyhow.
You've had that a lot, I think, on your end. So pillar number 3 is a revenue growth over the past 5 years, Paul.
I have some good first date stories, by the way. 2.1 billion to 2.4 billion. So check mark there. We do have a check mark there.
Pillar number 4 is profit growth over the past 5 years.
So we actually have an X here, 143.3 to 139. And guys, another great thing about our software is I'm not doing full years. I do 4 quarters at a time. So I'm always looking for the last 4 quarters versus the 4 quarters before that. On other sites, they go on annual data, which could be a year old because you're waiting for the company to update things. So mine is more updated in terms of looking at 1 year at a time.
What Paul's talking about, this is the Everything Money software you will get as a patron, and we'll talk about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned. Pillar number 5 is shares outstanding, Paul.
Now, we do have a bug here, but it's 443 to 478. That is correct. The number of shares is not correct, but it is increasing, so that's also an X. That's an X right there.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so they are, but it's not by much. It's about 10% over 5 years, but I still don't like it.
Pillar number 6 is current assets over current liabilities.
And by the way, the stock has a low PE, and they're issuing more shares. It could be because of a REIT, though, because of the REIT. Oh, you know what it is? It's because it's a REIT.
It's a REIT,
I keep forgetting that. People buy more shares, they gotta put it back in. That's my fault.
Okay, current assets over current liabilities. Go ahead.
500 million in current assets versus 428 in current liability, 422 in current liabilities. So it's a check mark, not by much though.
Okay. That's a check mark for assets. Free cash flow is pillar number 7, baby.
What do we use free cash flow for, Seth?
Oh boy. We can make acquisitions.
Yep.
We got to pay that incredible dividend.
Yep.
We can do other things. Usually I just throw it back to you to tell me what we should do with those.
Okay, so make acquisitions, buy back shares, pay dividends, etc. Now, free cash flow is cash from operations less your capital expenditures. I have added a line in our software to make it easy for our users to see the free cash flow by year. 5 years ago, they did negative 42 million in free cash flow. Last year, a positive 263. Check mark there.
Nice. Okay.
All right.
Let's get the average.
So it is a check mark. Now, the average, Seth, now subtract out 76 million, add 337, add 252.
Wow. Okay. Plus 252. So the average is all over the place, Paul. But the average
the average is not all over the place. The average is one place.
Thank you. 150 is the average.
150.
I meant the free cash. You know what I mean, you little weasel. 150. 150.
So the company is currently 900 million divided by 150 equals 6 times free cash flow. So guys, I don't know what to say besides like.
That's incredible.
Yeah, this is a company from the 500-foot view. You got to go do more research on because, this is. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to say like 6 times free cash flow. It's incredible. That's awesome. Go ahead. Don has some comments.
So when you're looking at a REIT, what are some of the next questions that you would ask to maybe look at their 10K? What are the next things that you would possibly look for?
Find out what their growth plan is. Like, REITs, when they get money in, have to go grow. So the question is, how are they going to grow? Are they going to go make more? I mean, what's the prison? How does it, operating a prison, like, these are probably going to be a lot of deals with the government. So what does this specific prison group have in affiliation with which government, which state agencies, which local ones? Think about it if you were just think about being an investor. Like, what would you want to know about that company? And in this situation, I don't think it matters if it's a REIT or not. It's more of like, what's their philosophy? How are they growing? How have the past investments done? How long have they been around? I want to see how those previous prisons have done. How does it work? Like, what's the turnaround time? Like, I remember we were at one point trying to build a prison, and it was taking forever. And we finally just said, we're done, because government agencies take forever.
And
Go ahead, Mo, real quick.
I think you said, Seth, that they do mental health institutions also.
Yeah.
So I think you'd have to go and start looking into health insurance and this and that. So this is an extensive dive that you're going to have to take to make sure you have all your T's and I's.
But if you think
crossed and dotted.
Dot your T's and cross your
Lowercase J's.
lowercase J's.
Mo.
Oh wow, that was clever.
You know what that's from?
No, he doesn't, because he wasn't born when that movie came out. Well, Mo, tell us about the trading aspect for Geo Group.
Okay, so the reason that I zoomed out this far is I want to show you guys. So I always say the reason that I don't trade IPOs is because I look at a chart as an entire book, and there's not that much. There's only one chapter of the book there. And I like trading the same stocks over and over for this reason. You can see that when it turns green, and meaning that we're in our sweet spot area, it doesn't last very long. And this kind of tells me that, okay, I'm going to have a few days, maybe a few weeks to make money on this, but it's not going to last me a very long time over the long term. So let's zoom in and see what we could do right now with it. We do have a green candlestick that just started today, meaning that we have entered the sweet spot. So if you want to do something here, you add on a big engulfing candlestick like that, which you get every so often, but it's going to be very difficult to make money on this. I'm actually going to say probably don't trade this. And I want to go over to our daily chart just so you can see all of this. It's sitting right at its 25-day moving average. And on top of that is your 50, 100, and 200-day moving average. So if this is me, I'm not even touching this stock. Just go find something else. There's thousands and thousands of other ones out there. This is why make it hard on yourself? That's the main point about this.
All right, Paul, bring it back home. Final take on Geo Group.
The dividend yield is very attractive. Even being cut in half, it's still 12.5%. It's going to save them free cash flow. This is something that I sit there and as a REIT investor, the multiples seem to make sense. So go do more research on what their plans are, how they operate, and what their competitive advantage may or may not be. And look at the prison group in general. Look at other prison groups and see what they're doing and go from there.
If that sounds too difficult, we have some help for you. To do all that stuff by yourself might seem daunting, but you can join our Patreon. Click the description, the link in the description below, and you can join the Everything Money family. Paul, the messages that go in and out on these this Discord channel of like, hey, should I buy this?
Thousands of messages a day.
Thousands of positive messages a day of people looking to help from all over the world that give you a different vantage point on life, what to do with your money. It's incredible. You do get access in the upper tiers to Trader Mo and Paul. We do live streams for you. We're giving away 2 Teslas this year, and you're automatically entered for that as well. And so Paul's going to show you a chart here that talks about our levels and where they're going.
Guys, I'm very big on providing value. We started the lowest level at $8. It's already at $15. As they sell out, they go higher and higher. This software will be $50, $100 a month at some point in the future, and here's why. Here's ours. It's at 15 right now. We provide the 8 pillars, 10 years of financial data. All these things are either there or will be there in the next year or two. Discord. Our competitors, $199 a month, $199 a month, $35 a month, and look what they don't have. Each of them don't have 7 or 8 of these things. The whole point is, guys, we're building our entire YouTube channel around the software and our Discord channel. This is a no-brainer. If you're a value investor, this is the best value you're gonna get. It's $15 a month. Please do it now because it's gonna go up from here. It was $8 before. Just a month and a half ago, it was $8. Now it's $15. And everybody who pays $8 gets the same thing as the $15. And when it goes to $50, the same person who paid $15 will get the same thing the people who paid $50 are. So go do it, sign up. Trust me, I say it's worth it. I literally get messages. Everybody in this room gets messages every single day about people saying it literally changed their lives. Seth had an emotional conversation with somebody where they literally cried about how it changed their life. So again, we're building the software. We're building the entire community around the software because we want to be able to teach and show people. And at some point, when you look up a stock, it'll link to a YouTube video we might have done on that stock. It'll allow you to sit there and say, hey, show me a video on the stock. And then, this is absolutely no brainer.
If you're finally ready to get serious about investing, if you felt like maybe you're just treading water and listening to other folks,
if you just want to learn more,
if you just want to learn and level up, this is your chance and we're here for you. That's our take on Geo Group. We appreciate you guys watching the video. If you've made it this long, make sure you tickle that thumbs up on the way out. We appreciate it. As always, subscribe and keep watching Everything Money. We are slaying it, Paul, and we have a big year ahead of us. So
we're doubling here in March. Our Patreon group is doubled.
Incredible. Thanks for watching, guys. We love you. See you around.